I blew up another trading evaluation in 2 days. Here's what's happened. Let's break it down. Alright, I'll be honest. I did not feel like making this video because I'm kind of disappointed. Feel a little bit crappy, but this will help me grow. So let's look at it together. Essentially, Friday was non farm payrolls, and the data came out weak employment, which means that there are more chances of the Federal Reserve cutting interest rates. Initially, the market rallied. Then, throughout the day, we basically sold the news. The market had rallied throughout the week in anticipation of weak employment data. And so once it was confirmed, it's basically the buy the rumor, sell the news. The market sold off on Friday. So what happened Friday? I lost a small amount. I followed my risk management. It was fine. Unfortunately, Sunday I did not follow my risk management. Market opens 6 p.m. Sunday. I anticipated the market to follow through on the Friday move and just keep moving lower until it finds some support and bounces. And it did not. So I shorted the open. I put one lot, which is, too much size for how wide my stop was. And then when it moved against me, I added. And that's where everything went completely wrong because at this point I had committed to essentially losing most of my account on this one trade. And so, all in sum, poor risk management. So, a quick breakdown of the trade. Here are my entries. I shorted my first lot like maybe 15 minutes after the open, around 23,674. And then when it moved against me, I added one around 23,719 exactly. So, why did I take this trade? Well, I think that I had a bit of sort of FOMO. I had a losing day on Friday, and all weekend I was kind of looking forward to trading on Monday. And this is the problem. You know when you're sort of really excited and you're like, okay, I'm going to make my money back, can't wait. That's already, you're off to a bad sign. You need to be calm. You need to be sort of really at ease. And you can't be looking forward to trade because then you're just taking on like bad trades and so on. You really, trading's got to be kind of boring. Essentially, you got to just wait for your perfect setups, take those trades, and not try to force it. In hindsight, that setup was horrible. My entry was bad, and even the trade idea as a whole, was just, there was a blurred vision, lack of clear picture of the market. We sold the news on Friday, but then there's no reason to be shorting more here. Market rallied into the open, and yeah. So what did I learn from all of this? Well, I'm ashamed to say nothing that I didn't already know. I'm forcing trades, putting too much size, and it's tough. It's tough because I tend to do this, especially throughout the evaluations. I want the evaluations to go quick. I want to be making real money. And so during the evaluations, I tend to gamble a bit. I put too much size to try to pass the evaluation quick, but then one bad trade and everything goes to shit and you got to start all over again. And that's what we saw today. That's what happened. Too much size, poor risk management. You know, your account shouldn't be doomed because of one losing trade. Essentially, you're going to have losing trades. It's normal, it's part of the game. So, it's not back to the drawing board, it's just back to the beginning. I think I need to take, a day or two off from trading. I'm still going to keep track of markets. I always do. I have a few string trades with options. I have a bunch of investments that I keep track of all the time. So I'm following markets every day. But in terms of the evaluation, I'm going to take a good 24 hours off. I'm not going to trade tomorrow. Let everything cool down. And I'm going to make sure that when I go back to the beginning, I go slow, steady, follow my risk management. Above all else, risk management is the only part of my game that's left to resolve. And so, we'll get to it, but it's a work in progress. So, wish me luck. Good luck to everyone out there who's going through similar challenges. I know what I made was a mistake. After I got into the trade, I knew it was a mistake. I just didn't have the willpower to get out of it because I was already quite a bit offside. I could have closed the trade down, 1,000 or 2,000. but then your risk reward gets skewed, right? So like I'm already down 2,000, I'm trying to make 3, I might as well let it run, right? But that's just shitty trading. So in sum, don't make the same mistake, learn from my mistakes, and hopefully you guys can avoid this at all costs. But yeah, risk management is number one, above all else, the most important thing. So back to the beginning. Thanks for tuning in, and have a great day.